Hello, welcome back to Carlist, and today I have Seb with me and these two fantastic hatchbacks, and we are going to try and decide which one should be the right one for you. So Seb, what is this?
Well, this is the more favorable out of the two. This is the Toyota Yaris 1.5G. This is the highest variant that they have for the Yaris here in Malaysia. And the heck is that?
So this is the Honda City Hatchback. This is kind of like the top spec because at the very top you've got the hybrid variant, and underneath that you've got this variant with Honda Sensing, which is like a luxurious set of safety features. But you know, they still got lane watch, cruise control, so it's okay, you know. Anyway, if you buy the Sensing, you're gonna have to top up another 4 grand on top of that, so maybe a lot of people will buy this.
I wouldn't be so sure because this one with the highest range at 87,600 ringgit, you get the complete Toyota safety sense. And what's your price?
Even without the luxurious safety features, it's already at 91,000 ringgit.
So it's 4,000 ringgit more than the Yaris.
Yeah, but you know, it's more luxurious in every way. So yeah, anyway, before we get into that, let's go and do the shootout.
Jom.
Okay, so currently we are at Gamuda Cove and we travelled here from the central point of Klang Valley around KL area. And the reason why we did that was to analyse its fuel economy, right?
Yep.
So how much did you get?
Well, I think the journey that we took earlier today, I did about 5.5 liters per 100 kilometer.
Yeah, so that journey, we went through city roads, a little bit of highway, a bit of an urban area. So yeah, I got 5 litre per 100 kilometers. So there you go. It's already starting to win, Seb.
I think 0.5 is negligible. Yeah, I think it's probably on the same level in a long term.
Yeah, I think Seb is right. I mean, this is according to your right foot. So yes, it's comparable, the fuel economy for both cars.
Yep.
Both hatchbacks carry a 1.5 litre engine, but they are different in a way. So what's yours kicking out?
Yeah, for the Yaris, it's a 2NRFE 1.5 litre double overhead cam dual VVTi engine. This one produces 107 PS with 140 Newton meters of torque. Now, method to this is a CVT transmission, but it comes with the 7-speed Shiftmatic. So that's probably the biggest difference between yours and mine.
Yep. But let's go to my car to see what it's kicking up. As I said before, both cars come with 1.5 litre engine, but this is Honda's, of course, and this engine is an iVTEC double overhead cam Honda engine. It kicks out 121 PS and 145 Newton meters of torque. It's also mated to CVT, just like Seb's car, because you know he made it fancy and all this, but it's a CVT essentially. And Seb, I think this has more power, bro.
Yeah, I have to admit that defeat because the Honda has around 14 PS more with 5 Newton meters torque more compared to the Yaris. And the engine bay, to me personally, I think it looks slightly better than Yaris. So I have to give this win to you, my friend.
Hey, guess what? Fuel is winning, engine is winning. Shall we continue or let's just go home?
But that is all I'm going to give to you today. That's all.
Alright, let's check out the other aspects of the car. Okay, so it's all good reading the specs of the car, but what is that like actually when you put your foot down on the accelerator pedal? What do you think, Seb? Who's going to win this 0 to 60 to back to 0 competition?
Like I said just now, those are the only wins that I'm going to give to you. And I'm going to win with this one because I have the 7-speed sequential Shiftmatic, which you don't.
I don't need it, Seb. I'm just going to put it into S and blister you, bro.
All the best, brother. You're going to need it.
Alright, let's go on 3, okay? You ready, Seb?
Ready?
3, 2, 1, go!
Seb, what happened? VTEC just kicked in, yo.
I don't know what to say apart from the fact that the City has more power and it's slightly more torque. So it was obvious that for the 0 to 60 back down to 0, the City won. But the Yaris had an extra advantage because I think the braking performance was slightly better due to the rear disc brakes that you can find on the Yaris.
Yes, Seb is right. This car comes with drum brakes at the rear. So yes, even though the City pulled away faster, the Yaris stopped faster.
Yeah, because he made it to 60 first and then he applied the brakes. I took slightly a longer time, but the braking distance, once we stopped back down to 0, we were almost head to head. I was just slightly in front. So braking wise, the Yaris is slightly better, but acceleration, performance of the engine, the City wins this one again.
VTEC, baby. So small little hatchbacks are supposed to be agile, you know, to zip in and out of the city. So what are we going to do to try and experience this?
Well, since we have this wide open space, we thought we might just have some fun while we're here. So we have set up a very simple slalom course at the back to see how both of these cars handle in the handling setup. So both are fitted with the same 16-inch tires, same Toyo Proxes, somewhat different, but they're more or less the same. So we're going to look at the handling for both cars, but it's all in the name of fun.
Yeah. All right, so let's get on with it. Okay, so we've just finished having some fun on our little slalom track, and we both also exchanged cars, so we have a better impression of what both cars are like. And for me, in my opinion, the car, it's a bit more precise with its handling compared to the Yaris.
Yeah, so paired with the performance and the handling overall, I think the Honda City is slightly better than the Yaris. But you also have to think about, you know, long-term use for long distance drive. And for that, I believe the Yaris might be slightly better, but I mean, I wouldn't complain if I were in the Honda City anyway.
Yeah, because to me, the Yaris, when I tried it out, it wallowed a little bit. But that also gives me a sign that it's going to be a more comfortable car on long distance trips.
Yeah. So despite looking much sportier than the Honda City, it's been designed to give premium levels of comfort for its price point.
If you want a fun car, this will be the more fun car than the Yaris. Is that correct?
I don't disagree.
All right.
Okay, so for this portion of the shootout, we're going to look at how many things that we can stuff into the boot space of each car. So I believe mine is about 286 liters. His is a bit bigger, but only by 3 liters. I mean, look-wise, I think the Yaris is slightly bigger, but we'll see how much we can stuff into the bags of each car. Let's go.
Closing test. All right, so it closes.
So we can fit 5 random things, usually the things that we took or take for, you know, long distance drive for the kids, for the bags and everything. But yeah, 5 things in the Yaris.
Let's go try out the City Hatchback.
And it closes.
Same thing, but it's a bit more complicated. You're gonna have to use your organizational skills in this one, whereas in that one, pretty straightforward of just putting stuff in and that's it, right?
Yeah.
Despite this being the larger boot.
On paper.
On paper, that's quite a finding. But then, Seb, I know, yes, okay, you guys with your wide opening and deep boot, it's okay to fit stuff. What about all these awkward things?
If I'm going around, traveling around with my kids, then I have to leave them. And I don't want, I mean the things, not the kids.
Yeah.
The things.
The things, not the kids, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if let's say they are not there, I wouldn't want to put them in the rear seats because that's gonna mess a few things because it comes with fabric seats.
So it's obvious that we can't fit the golf bag and the bicycle in either car because you'd have to put down the front seats. Just the boot alone, it will not fit. But luckily, like the Honda, it's got the Ultra seats, which is excellent. And let me show you why. So like I said before, a lot of hatchbacks can't fit a lot of awkward things, but the Honda City Hatchback can. And that's because of these Ultra seats, which gives the rear room a bit more space. Okay, let me try finger bicycle. So yeah, it's pretty simple, just roll it in and there you go. So what about golf bag? Will that fit on top of the bicycle? Because there's no seats here now, there's a lot more things that can go inside, and this is why a lot of people love to buy Hondas, just simply because of these. It can pack in a lot more stuff. Can your Yaris do that? No. So yeah, I mean, like I said, the boot is a bit like you have to organize it, but the Honda does come with this bonus feature. Alright, so now we are in the City Hatchback. I'm giving Seb controls over the City Hatchback because he's been driving the Yaris for the past few days, so I want him to experience the City Hatchback so he can give you a comparison. Okay, so what's it like?
Okay, my first impression is that the whole interior setup is very clean. I like how modern it looks. I like the dials on the AC as opposed to the button setup in the Yaris. So interior wise, it's very clean. I like it very much. Driving impressions, I understand why a lot of people are buying the City, because the engine feels great, it feels smooth, it feels very responsive, and paired with its CVT, and that also feels very responsive, very easy to drive no matter who you are.
What about the infotainment system, bro? Do you prefer this one or the one in your Yaris?
I have to admit that this one looks a lot cleaner and slightly bigger, sikit je.
Yeah. So yeah, that is Seb's impression of the City. So now I'm gonna get to Yaris and give Seb my impression of the Yaris after driving the City for the past few days.
Right, so right now we are in the Toyota Yaris, and okay, I'm giving Adam the chance to drive out and have a feel on how it feels like to drive the Yaris. What do you think?
Okay, I'm sorry to say this, but the Honda City Hatchback definitely feels atas sikit daripada ni.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a very utilitarian feel about the cockpit dashboard area. Everything feels a bit hard, plasticky, and I also didn't like the fact that it doesn't have telescopic adjustment. It's just up and down adjustment.
Bro, that's a safety thing, bro.
There's a
Like,
safety
it's
thing,
It's
okay.
a safety thing.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
Also, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of these blue lights here at the AC controls, and it just makes it feel very old. As in the City, it's like white and feels fresh. But yeah,
Yeah, no, this is meant to be worry-free. No matter if you're young or old or somewhere in between, you won't be confused with all the buttons. It's big, it's easy to handle. Button here, you won't get confused. So don't get it messed up with the Honda City, bro.
Okay, alright. But okay, like whatever it is, the Yaris is still a nice car to drive. I feel like, I mean, I can see myself driving this long distance and be really, really comfortable. I mean, yes, like the fabric seats, yes, although some people might consider it a sore point, but actually it's really comfortable, and I'm sure you would agree with that the seats, it's a bit more nicer in here.
Yeah.
I mean, like comfort-wise anyway. Yeah.
That one I have to totally agree. And there's another big point for the Yaris. It's actually 4K cheaper than the Honda City Hatchback, but it comes with the complete safety suite for the Toyota Safety Sense.
Yes, yes, you did. Yes, although the car that I drove was kind of like a top spec, discarding the hybrid, you'd have to pay another 4K. Well, that's plus that, and the price is 8K now to get something similar to the safety features in this car. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'm a very vain person, so I prefer the premiumness of the City Hatchback and the feel and look of it.
Yeah. Again, this is all very subjective. You might prefer the looks of the Yaris, you might prefer the looks of the Honda City Hatchback. It's all according to your taste. So like for me, I prefer the City in terms of looks. I'm guessing Adam is the same.
Yes, the interior definitely it feels a bit more, like I said, atas. This one's definitely got that hardy feel to it. But I guess a hardy feel means that it's just gonna last a long time and it won't be perish, you know, the materials. So.
Yeah, but don't get us wrong, both cars are still very, very comfortable.
Absolutely.
And the Yaris ada Toyota safety sense.
Whatever lah. How big is your infotainment screen again?
7.
7, yeah. It's so small, puny, man.
Alright, so now we are going to test the comfort of the rear seats. So now we are in the Toyota Yaris, and if you ask me, I think it's very comfortable. Despite it having fabric seats on the highest variant for the Yaris, I think it looks great, it feels great, very comfortable, as long as you don't spill anything lah.
Yeah, I think I agree with Seb. I actually like the comfort of fabric seats better than leather or leatherette seats because they kind of just a bit softer anyway. But I do notice as well that there's not much of a hump in the middle here, which means if you want to fit 3, you can. I'm not sure whether the Honda City can do that.
Yeah. And personally, I've tested with my own 3 kids and they were happy to sit at the back of the Toyota Yaris. They had enough leg space. Even for me, leg space is fine. Headroom, yeah, about that much. Very comfortable if it's just the 2 of us. Another adult in here, then it would be very cramped.
But at least I think it can do it. But we'll have to see the Honda City Hatchback to see whether that's true or not.
Yeah, let's see what the Ultra seats can do.
So now we are in the City Hatchback, and what's your first impression of the rear space and seats?
I think space-wise, it's slightly better than the Yaris, but you know, seating position, the material and the build of the seats, I think the Yaris is slightly more comfortable. So it's, if you ask me right now, it's 50-50, but then again, I'm drawn towards the Toyota.
Okay, so like I'm partially in agreement with Seb. Yes, I do feel like the Yaris's rear seats a bit more comfortable, despite this one having a more relaxed angle.
Yeah,
yep.
more angle.
But I still feel, because the fabric seats, it just feels really stiff, the seats. And like we said before, there's quite a hump here in the middle, so that's pretty much a no-no for a middle passenger here. But yeah, I do find there's a lot more legroom in the City Hatchback than the Yaris. But saying that, I mean, yes, I agree. It's a 50-50 thing. They both have got their pros and cons, and yeah, it's quite comparable. Whatever it is, I think both cars, you will be quite comfortable at the back.
Yep.
Hey Seb, I know we said that both cars are relaxing to sit at the back, but I bet your car can't do this.
Ooh.
Try it out.
Can I do it with mine?
Yeah.
Wow. What's this for?
Okay, so yes, it might seem like we're just two fools messing around, but actually Honda says there is a point to this. Like, let's say if you want to carry a surfboard, you can, because now you have a lot more space to just put a really long item. But also, if you're a lay-by, you really need a long rest, now you have footrest. Ta-da!
I can get behind that.
Yeah, all right.
We're finally concluded with the shootout between the Honda City Hatchback 1.5V and the range-topping Toyota Yaris 1.5G. Now, it all depends on what you want. If you want something that is more versatile, drives slightly better, and more newer, then you might want to go with the City Hatchbacks. However, I think comfort-wise, you know, long-term use, long-distance driving, then maybe, just maybe, the Yaris might be the one car for you. What do you think?
Well, because the Yaris is a complete package with those added extra safety features, is 4,000 ringgit cheaper than this. Yes, it does come with the lane watch and cruise control, but it doesn't have Honda sensing. You'd have to get the one up after this, the Honda 1.5V sensing, to get all the extra features.
Yeah, which is 8,000 ringgit more to be on the same level as the Yaris 1.5G.
Combined, yes.
Combined,
but yes, apple to apple, their price is quite comparable. So yeah, I mean, it's more of a complete package. Whereas in this, it's gonna give you a car that's newer, fresher, a bit more atas, as I said before.
Yeah. So it's two cars in the same segment, but two, I can say it's completely different offerings lah.
Yeah,
Between the Honda City and the Yaris. So again, it's up to you which one you want. It's your money. But this is our conclusion for today.
Alright.
Right? So
Yeah.
until next time, ciao.
Wait.
Wait.
By the way, all this nice, beautiful body kit is not part of the package, right?
Tapi cantik kan?
Yeah, tapi kena bayar extra kan?
Extra pun,
Huh?
I think still cheaper than yours.
See, still kena bayar juga. So,
Still cheaper. And safer. And safer.